Hi Stampers, welcome to Stampers Club. Today we're going to be using one of the brand new sets just released today that's actually kind of a sleeper, I think. It's going to be a sleeper that I think you're going to find a lot of really nice cards showing up for. So keep an eye out for that. I'm sure I'll have another one besides this one today. But we're going to be using the Soaring Swallows and we're going to make this really elegant. It's simple. It looks like it's not, but it is. But it is very elegant looking, isn't it? So we're going to be making that with some birds. All you bird lovers out there, you're really going to like that. Let me show you what we're going to be using today. Again, it's the Soaring Swallows bundle. So we have the Soaring Swallows stamp set and the matching framelets. The framelets are actually quite a few. There's 13 of them in here. And you have both ones that are just elements that don't match up the stamp with stamps, and then ones that actually cut out the stamped images over here. And this is also a two-step stamp set. So you can have the bird outline and then color in the wings and the tail with another ink color. Or you could even put them on, just on a nice little background too. That's always nice. So let's get started. I'm going to show you what we're going to be using today. Move that stamp set out of the way because I did my card vertical. So I did a 4 1/4 by 11 and I scored it and I only embossed the front half and I used our 3D bark embossing folder for that. Give that a little bit of a crease there. So you just have a nice subtle kind of a background. Kind of looks like, a little bit of a cloudy sky, doesn't it? We can use our imagination there. I want to get that a little more even there on the bottom. Okay, we're going to set that aside. And then you also will need a piece of the Simply Elegant designer paper. This has like foil in it, so it's a specialty paper. This particular piece has gold and like silver in it. And of course, we have a simpler background too. We could always use this side too. Sure, that might be kind of cool too. But we're going to use this pretty silver foiled, gold foiled paper. And let me get some Stampin' Seal. This is actually the Seal Plus. Okay, and this is a 2 by 4 1/4, and I'm mounting this on a 2 1/2. Actually, it might be 2 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then I'm mounting it on a 2 1/2 by 4 1/4 inch piece. So I have just this. I have it the exact same size, left and right, and I just have a little bit of border on the top and the bottom. Okay. And let's put the tape on this. And I'm going to put it just a little bit above the bottom here. Okay? Just a little bit above the bottom. Up there. All right. Now to make these birds, I just have some scrap basic gray, some scrap smoky slate, and then a couple of scrap pieces of the black. I only need one of them for right now. So when you're making the birds, it's kind of a tip is to kind of keep the pieces together when you're making them, just so that you know what bird parts go with what bird. But for right now, I'm going to make both birds. I'm going to cut them out. So I need one bird, this one here, that has just one like feathery wing there. I need that in black, and then I need another set of wings. Okay. That's going to be in black. For the other bird, I'm going to use, he's just got more like, I guess I want to call them arms, but they're really his wings. But so it's like the structure of his wings. He's going to be in basic gray. And then the one that's the single wing. So this one's a double wing. It cuts them out separately. That's why I said it's kind of nice to cut them together so that you keep track of your parts and pieces if you're going to build both birds at the same time. So that one needs to be in basic gray. And then I'm going to get the two little bodies. One goes in that direction and one goes in that direction. The stamp set or the framelit set does have, the dies have extras of one of them, but not extras of the other one. So I don't know what the rhyme and reason is of why some parts are extra and some aren't, but we'll go with it with what we have here. And I am missing a die out of that set. Where did it go on my table? I have a feeling that it fell off my table. See if I can find it. Huh. I don't know where it went. It is it's an MIA die. So good thing I have an extra piece already done. So there's another die that cuts out the greeting, but I'll show you how to do that. I just don't know where the die ran off to. I must have knocked it off my table and it probably slid under the cabinet, so I'll have to get a flashlight to see if that happened. But anyway, let's get back to cutting these out. And I'm going to grab my mini Stampin' and Emboss machine, as it fits on my table very nicely. And we're going to cut these out. All right, so I need my base plate and one clear plate and my black piece of paper. Put that in there. This cut's so nice. I get such nice, easy cuts. I don't have to go back and forth with this one. So I'm going to just kind of keep these lined up here so that you can see what I'm doing, because this is going to come apart in all kinds of little pieces. So this wing came out of here, and this one came out of here. This is that double wing set, and this is the body, and then we have like little back feathers there. So those are the pieces that came out of that one. And then the basic gray is the other bird with the single wing die. Let's crank that through. All right. And that one, again, I'm going to keep the pieces together because see how it comes out with multiple pieces? And so this is the single wing right here. This is the single wing, and then the bird that has the, what I called the little arms, came out of the other die. Okay? And then our two bodies, I don't want them to leave them the same black and basic gray. I want to have the body be a different color than the tail. So I'm going to partner that up with smoky slate cardstock. Okay, move my machine out of the way. And then these are the two body pieces. All right. So let me show you how I assembled the birds themselves. We'll start with this one. And I just want the black piece. I'm going to want all of his pieces. So this one I'm going to use all of the pieces from it. And I'm going to need the body that matches the same shape. So we'll set this one aside. And I want that single wing. Those are the parts that I'm going to use for this particular bird. I'm going to use my Tombow, my green glue. These are tiny pieces, so it's going to be hard to put snail tape on them. And a little bit goes a long way. You know, green glue, it's a dot's a lot. So we're going to put that really thin on there. We're going to cover up his body. And I'm going to add the gray wing. I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the bottom. And I'm going to put his gray wing just along his back. Probably just off the top of his head here. Okay. And then we're going to add a little adhesive to the black wing. We're going to add that just a little behind it here. We're going to layer that up. And then I'm going to add adhesive. I want to put these little back feathers on. And I'm just going to put a very thin little line of adhesive right along the top edge of the bird. And then that little piece will sit right on top of there. So the bird's pretty layered. Isn't that cool? Came out really nice, didn't it? All right, so then the other bird from this die, we need the bird and his two little arms, two little wings. We need the ones from the double die wings, or the wings with the two on them in one die. And then the other body that matches that shape there. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to do this a little differently. This one's going to be built a little different. I'm going to put adhesive on this little arm here. maybe be able to hang on to it. And it's just going to match up with the wing. I'm putting it exactly just along the top edge. Kind of matches the same shape there. And I'm going to do the same to the other one. Get glue on that. And again, this one does the same thing. They're basically the same. The top edge is the same shape. They're meant to be laid over the top of each other. Okay. So I want to put this wing on first in the back. Little parts and pieces, right? I'm going to just put it, that's probably good right there. Ooh, I can see I put a little too much glue on there. Let me get that back off there. Okay. Maybe I'd scrape some of that glue off there. Like how I do that? All right. Now I want to add the body. And I'm going to add this wing to the top on this side. So I have one wing under the smoky slate and one wing over the smoky slate. Okay. So it's just, and you can layer them up any way you like it, but just makes a pretty little swallow. I love their tails, their pretty little tails. All right, so I'm going to set those aside, and I'm going to show you how to make the greeting. I used the you are meant to soar, and grab my embossing buddy so I can get some static. It's very dry here in Michigan in the wintertime, so we get a little bit of static over there. And this is Versamark. Stamp it in Versamark. Grab my gold embossing powder. I have a sequin hanging out there in my gold embossing powder. Clean that up. I didn't get the M very well. There we go. The embossing powder helps eliminate some of that static cling so that your letters are a little crisper. Okay, and then your heat gun. Now I always, for some reason, want to warm the back of the paper up. I just give it a little bit of warmth. I don't know if I just, out of habit, do it that way to keep the paper a little flatter. You see how the paper wants to curl? And you're going to just heat until everything turns shiny. I love the magic of embossing. It makes a nice raised gold image. So what I'm missing is the die to cut that out. It went MIA. So the shape is this right here. Okay? And I have one already cut out. So I'm going to set that aside. And we're going to do some dimensionals on the back of it. Let me get maybe get the one I have over here. What is it stuck to? I don't know what it's stuck to. I don't know. It's like stuck underneath the stack of other papers. So I'm going to add 2 dimensionals to the back of this. Okay. Get some dimensionals on there. Hello. There we go. And I'm going to put it just a little bit above the where the border is here because I want a little bit of this gray to show. Okay. And then I'm going to add this swallow. And we're going to put a couple of dimensionals on him. If they will come off my fingers. And I'm going to put this one just to the left here, down towards the bottom. And then this swallow, I'm going to double stack the dimensionals. Because I want him to be just a little bit higher. So he looks like he's a little further up. than the other swallow. That way everything's not all the exact same layer on my card. I have a little bit more dimension. Ooh, these are sticky dimensionals. Right, and that one I'm going to have him coming in from the top. That looks good. So he's just a little bit higher, he's a little bit higher than him, just for a little bit extra dimension. And then I love these new brushed brass butterflies. I like how thin they are, so they don't add really any bulk to your card. Take my pick tool, get one of the big ones, and I'm going to put it right there. Just adds a little bling to the card. And then one of the little ones, yeah, we'll just put it right there. Normally I do sets of 3 on that, but I think I have 5 elements, so I think I'm going to go with just the 2 there. Isn't that amazing? I mean, it's just so simple and elegant looking, and you are really meant to soar. I think you could make this card right along with me. I want everybody to know that I really enjoyed making this with you today. And again, this is a brand new bundle out of the January to June 2022 mini catalog, and it is on page 46. And of course, when you do the bundle, you do get a 10% savings. And you know, Stampin' Up only puts the bundles together for a short period of time. So, you know, once this catalog is gone in June, the bundle pricing normally goes away. So make sure you get yours at the 10% savings because it's a nice little bundle. It also happens to be $50.25. And if you order it during our celebration sale in January and February, you are able to select a free item out of the celebration brochure. We have some, stamp sets. We have some beautiful paper, but there's several to choose from, and I think you guys are really going to have fun making some of the items out of here. I'll make sure to come back and show you some of those again another day. All right, so you have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me, and you have a really wonderful Stamp Happy day. Bye now.